Hi everyone, welcome to my first question and answer session. Last week I would have requested you to send me in questions, whether it would have been personal in nature or just wanting my views on certain social issues. I got in some really good questions, and I thank you all who submitted questions to make this a very exciting session. So, the first question is: do you think that in our current society, women are empowered enough or still under great oppression? Well, as I look back into history, I can say that women have come a long way, but there is still a lot more to the journey to travel. Women have gained the right to vote. Women have been able to get into certain organizations and jobs. But, and that is commended, to look back at that. But there is still a lot to go or ways to go as we look at still fighting in this 21st century for equal pay for equal work. When you look at the male counterpart, um, there is still a large disparity between the pay scale of a man and a woman. Um, then there's also the issues of maternity. There's still concerns about women who are professionals who go and take a maternity leave, and they are placed at a disadvantage with their male counterpart as to being in the position or having the opportunity to advance in that particular organization at the normal pace as a man. Okay, so I don't think that we are there yet. Um, so I think that the oppression is still there. And based on that, I think we can still say that there's still a level of great oppression, um, because we're not 100% there. And until then, we're still under that oppression. Okay. So moving on to the next question, which I found to be very interesting. Do you think that Black women are our own enemies? Hmm. Um, I do believe that Black women, that we can be our own enemies, because oftentimes I would see it that there needs to be a little bit more cooperation and support among, and this even could extend towards women in general. Um, Oftentimes we see each other as competition instead of seeing each other as a support system, that we can be our own cheerleaders. It's okay for me to support you, and tomorrow you support me as well. I look at it, and life and success is that there's this big pie out there, and there's enough for everyone to get a slice of that pie. And so I think there's a beauty with people working together. And I believe that together everyone can achieve more. And so I do believe that we can be our own enemies, because if we're not working together, then we're working against each other. And so until we get that mindset that we're gonna be a bit more cooperative, I think we are at the point where we are our own enemies. So I think we need to fix that. The next question: when will you come to Paris? Well, I plan to come to Paris real soon in the future when I go on my next European trip. I've been to Paris before, and I really enjoyed the place. But I was quite younger. I was a lot younger then. So I'm looking forward to going to Paris at an older age now, and to have a lot more fun. Um, the next question is: how are you finding the legal profession? Is it what you expected? Well, currently, I am not in practice. I am pursuing academic studies, and I promise this is the last time I'm going to be pursuing any form of academic studies. um, but I can talk about my previous experience with practice. It definitely was not what I expected. I remember a few years back when I was in law school, and a professor got in front of the auditorium in the lecture hall, and he said that 10% of what you learned or you learn in law school, you would actually be able to take to practice. And at this point in my life, I can definitely say that I agree with him. At that point, I was like, what is he talking about? Like, I'm here to learn so that I can take this on to practice. But that wasn't the case. The type of people that you eventually meet, like law school doesn't prepare you for it. Um, the people you meet as far as working with, dealing with the different personalities, um, I didn't bargain for that. Then it's sometimes dealing with clients. That's another dynamic that school doesn't prepare you for. Having the ability to get a bit creative. I don't think sometimes when you're dealing with school, there seems to be such a rigid way of learning, and when you get into practice, it's a lot more colorful. Being able to think outside the box is highly encouraged, um, and just being able to be that flexible with the demands of your clients and even sometimes your bosses, and being able to understand it all. So with all of that, whether it was something I expected or not, I do enjoy practice a lot more than I um, enjoy being in the academic aspect of the law. Um, I find practice to be a bit more rewarding, and you get not only do you get to meet people, but you get to do a lot more work that I find to be a bit more meaningful. And if I just like being in the moment, that real moment, like you're getting to actually interact with people and seeing their faces, or getting that instant moment of gratification when someone tells you that you did exactly what they were looking for. So I can't wait to get back into practice and to start carving out my niche again into the profession. So moving on into the next question, if you could practice law in any country, which would it be and why? Okay, so if I had an opportunity to practice law in any country, um, it would have to be the UK. A couple of years back, I don't think I took full advantage of the opportunity for a number of reasons. But if I put everything aside, it would definitely be for me the UK. The reason why is because I love the city. I mean, it just would not be in the UK. I love London. Okay. Um, I love the fact that the city has everything I need right there. It has, uh, it's rich in culture or history, I should say. It's rich in history. And then on the side of that, you have this mixture of cultures. I remember being in London and just walking the street and hearing so many languages, being able to look at the faces and to see so many ethnicities, and to see how everyone, you would look at the groupings of friends and everyone would be mixed in with each other. The diversity was there. I love the fact that I can find any food that I wanted from around the world. It was there. Um, I love the shopping. Did I say I love the shopping? Like London is the place for shopping. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed my time there for that. So if it had to be in a place, it would be London. I really enjoyed my time, like I said there. Just other concerns that I have at the moment, just not wanting to be so far away from home, and yeah, other security concerns. That's about it. Um, but yeah, I think I answered that. London, that would be the place, and I gave it a reason as to why. And now moving on to the next question. Why is it that women seem to be so much more focused on career, money, and success than men are? Now, I don't think that all women are so focused on career, money, and success. And well, success is a relative issue or point, because success can be anything. But I don't think that women are more than men. Um, I just think it depends on the type of woman, or even the type of man, because you have some guys who are very career driven, they're very money driven. So it depends on that. But if you want to look at some, I can talk about some women. They may be so career driven and into money. It's because there may be issues of feeling this need for independence. It depends on your background and where you came from. Some women have this fear that they don't want to be left out or depending too highly on a man or someone else to provide for them, because they don't want to be placed in a vulnerable situation. And then sometimes some women do it because it's a form of feeling achieved, like you're achieving something. Like for one moment in your life, that may be a goal of yours. You wanna go after that. Um, yeah, so that's some of the things that a woman may, or a reason why a woman may be so caught up on going after money or career or success. But again, I stress success can be anything. Success can be trying to raise a family, anything that makes you happy. It could be raising a family, getting a nice car. It can be getting a nice job. It can be being able to walk into a store and buy anything you want. Success could be finding peace in God. Success can be in traveling. So success can be quite wide. But I don't want it to be that women do it more than men. It just depends on the type of person that you're dealing with. So I just want to make that clear. Um, so yeah, the next question is, should adults living at home be compelled to attend church with their parents? Now, with this particular question, my answer would be, it depends. I think that at the end of the day, as parents, you should have trained your child in such a way that you would have built a foundation spiritually for that child. But there comes a point in time where I think, in particular adulthood, that whether that's you gave birth to that person, they should be able to make their own decisions as to how they want or where they want their spirituality to go. Now I know some people feel like, okay, if you're in your parents' house, you need to um, go to where they worship. But I don't think that's encouraging. You want your child to. I don't personally don't want my child to just be doing things because I'm forcing them to do it. I think as an adult, you should now be making decisions, and I should have already trained you and trusted you now to create their own individuality and to make right choices. Now, wherever that is for you, that's fine. Um, but I don't think that adults should be compelled to go to churches where um, their parents go if they're living in the house. I think that adults should be compelled to go wherever their conviction or spirituality leads them. And wherever that may be, that should be it. Now, if the parents have an issue with it, then of course they can always ask the adult the adult child to leave. But until then, I think parents should encourage at that point individuality, and even as a child progresses into adulthood, individuality needs to be in increments encouraged. Okay, so that is the end of my Q&A. I hope that you all enjoyed it. I probably may be doing this about once the third Wednesday of each month. So I would encourage you all to shoot me some questions which you want me to answer to get my view on. And I'll be happy to do this. I love talking about issues and getting my views out there and even giving advice to persons or to you, whatever it is you're going through. I'm not perfect and I don't have all the answers. This is just my view. So I hope that you really enjoyed it and that you will come back again. So share it. Let other people know about this. If you are on YouTube, subscribe. If you are on Instagram, I invite you to follow me. And if you are on Facebook, I invite you to like my page for more videos like this and more adventures of my life. Okay? Until next time, bye.